Do you believe that love is the answer? My name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today's topic is love is the answer. I have this amazing bag that my dear friend Momo made for me. She once asked me, what is your favorite quote? And I let her know, and she made me this unbelievable bag that I love so much. And it's one of my favorite quotes because it's something that I heard my mother say a lot. And I've been having this awakening, this realization that my mother was not autistic. My father, possibly, he studied quantum mechanics like I did, what was available in his timeline. He was riveted by black holes like I am. Maybe my father was, but I don't think my mother was. And I think she did the best she could. I think she understood that there was something a little different about the way my brain worked. And she did the best she could to help me with things she was recognizing in me that needed assistance. My mom used to say to me also, you don't need to explain yourself to anyone, not even me, which we can all agree is kind of a strange thing for a parent to say to their child. And it's because I kept explaining myself because I am such a rare and unique bird. And I kept feeling like humans did not understand. Like I had a lot of logic behind everything I was doing as a child. And sometimes I would be doing stuff and I'd be like, let me explain to you what's going on here. And it'll make sense to you like it does to me. And so she had heard enough of that and was like, you don't have to explain yourself. I believe my brother and sister would agree. I feel that I was raised by a veritable saint. My mom was a saint. And I was a child that was raised by a deeply spiritual woman, and my autistic special interest became spirituality at a very early age. And my mom would drop subtle hints to me. You know, there was a point in my rearing where she was also like, I think you'd like the book Atlas Shrugged. You know, like, I tend to hold the burden of the world upon my shoulders because I hold so much duty and responsibility to humanity. If I'm going to be a spiritual person, then I'm going to come to know the Creator. If I'm going to come to know the Creator, then I'm going to serve what it created out of my love and devotion to the Creator. And that's how my matrix interpreted all of that. But it also interpreted love is the answer to mean that the answer I am meant to give humanity, because autistic brains often interpret things quite literally, is love. And that means that the matrix of my being is supposed to share love, is supposed to be kind, is supposed to be loving, and that my fear and my anger and my sorrow are not things I'm really meant to be sharing. And Heather, being neurodivergent also, has had a tremendous amount of fear in this life. There are so many things I've experienced that I don't understand. Having this matrix as well, I've been deeply trusting and consistently trusting, even after a voluminous burden of proof that I have lots of reasons to not trust in this realm. It's part of why people that are neurodivergent tend to be sexually assaulted 4 times more likely than a non-neurodivergent human, because they're deeply trusting. And all of that being said, it's like, no matter what occurred, no matter what kind of BS life wanted to hand me, to me, love was always the answer. Because that is what I came to understand is the thing I'm meant to give. If I want to be spiritual, which I do, I wanted to be like my mother. She was amazing. Like, who wouldn't want to be like this woman? She was loving, attentive, generous listening, made eye contact when she talked to you. She would point to the glory and the good in you. You know, she had empathy and gentleness with whatever darkness rested within you. There wasn't a being that wasn't welcome in the bounty of her love. We actually had children in school that were dealing with terrible circumstances in their home that would come and stay in our home. My mom would call their parents and be like, I was just wondering if they can stay with us. I'll provide dinner. And she would like convince them to let their child that they were normally abusing stay with us because my mom wanted all children to be safe. She was an unbelievable woman that I always pray to be more like every day of my life. She's just so beautiful. And I've worked so hard to be like her, to let love be the answer. But here's what I've learned. Because in this past year, I created an apple-sized or baseball-sized tumor in the thymus gland, which is known spiritually as the seat of the soul above my heart. And as I've studied 𝐾𝐵𝐿 what 𝐾𝐵𝐿 teaches is that people that create cancer, first of all, feel a very high duty and responsibility to others above their own needs, which I just explained. I feel extremely dutiful to humanity because I serve Creator, Creator serve creation, and I don't need anything. is creator, provides all. So I will just relentlessly, endlessly serve, which I've been doing for 5 decades, endlessly serving, without a lot of awareness because of the way my brain works, that people can be jealous. I don't hold that in my matrix unless I'm calibrating to someone that has it and doing a galactic mirror thing. But they can be jealous. I would never imagine someone to choose that for me, because if you went and watched the video of my life, you would never hold jealousy for me. You would be like, "Buh, why would you choose it?" I know, right? I don't know. I wanted to learn a bunch. They can be manipulators. They can be liars. They can be like, there's all these matrices of being and people that, because I don't have it in my matrix, I don't assume it in others. And because I don't have it in my matrix and deny it, what the ego denies it projects, I don't project it onto others. So I don't assume those things, that like people are being shady and tricky. I'm not like that. And I've experienced all kinds of shade as somebody that's walking in the light of love, because that's what happens. You know, there is a yin and yang to this thing called life, and sometimes we are getting awakened. But I've held this tremendous duty. But 𝐾𝐿 Mate says that people that create cancer, he's worked with them for 2 decades, they also universally have emotional suppression. And they either feel like they are unable or they are unwilling to express anger. Now, it's not that there's no one, I'm Sag, Leo, Moon, cusping water, which calms it down a little bit, but I'm a double fire. Like, I have the ability to get angry, trust. And there are 2-leggeds that have experienced it. But everyone on the earth can trust that there are countless iterations of my rage and my anger that you have not experienced, because I have gone home to process it alone. My grief, my sorrow at losing 70 people that has not been in your bucket, because I've gone home to process it alone. My terrible, terrible sorrow at the way people have chosen to treat me, that I've gone home to process alone, and I've not called a friend to talk about it and help me through it. I processed it alone because I believed that love was the only answer that I could give, because love is my authentic truth. Now, all of that still remains true, that love is all there is and love is what I am. I believe Earth School is a manifestation from egos, because it constantly feels like it and looks like it. I think we're at home with the divine, and this is the result of our minds going, what if time could intrude upon eternality? And God loves us so that we got to come down here and create all this foolishness to think that we could create better than the creator. And the constant lesson is, you're at home with the creator, you are love, and you don't have to dip into all these illusions if you don't want to. I'm grateful for the path that I've taken with that philosophy, because it has led me to A Course in Miracles, Way of Mastery, and the way that I walk in the world today, which is not holding a lot of validity in it. It doesn't hold a lot of validity for me. However, what I can say is that the suppression of my anger, the suppression of the lack of communication for my heart, not allowing, we let our mind sometimes say all kinds of nonsense, but not allowing my heart to express the truth of how it has felt when I've been betrayed, which has been infinite number of betrayals, when I've been lied to, when I've been manipulated, all these things. I've had so many experiences. I couldn't tell you how many, because it's so many. When I've been projected on to being the enemy, and all this stuff that happens and experiences with me as a lamb of God. It is cruel for me to not let my heart speak its peace. It's cruel. And I have a divine masculine friend. He's my dearest guy friend in the world. And this week, I finally said something to him that I've been holding back for 7 years. That's how much I hold things in my temple that I don't say, because I don't want to be ugly, because love is the answer. And I want to offer the most beautiful aspect of me to beings at all times. I'm extremely forgiving. Like, I've been summoning my divine masculine to me. If they don't come in and I die alone, I'm perfectly happy with it. But I know that person is going to be someone that's going to have to forgive me. And I know they're going to be someone I have to forgive. I've always known that. And I know that because forgiveness is my nature, and I don't belong with a being that's not able to forgive me, right? One of the things I've really been stewing in, though, is it loving to not allow me to be all of the things that I feel, and to free my heart and allow it to be expressed and say what it wants to say? No. No. Like, why would I allow all of humanity, which I have for 5 decades, to have absolute emotional freedom like my mother did, and say whatever kind of XYZ-ness they have to say, and shine light on their beauty, and have grace when they share darkness with me, but not give me the same grace? Are you allowing your heart to express? Amun.